Hey there, happy Monday. Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So tonight, you guys, we are starting the embroidery of the month, which is our raven. It is all black work. I think it's going to be super fun to do. So let's get going, you guys. Thanks for joining. All right, here we are. So thanks again, everyone. Hey, Cassie, nice to see you. Hey, Amy. Catherine, Adrian, and Christy are here. Arlene. All right, you guys, we are starting the embroidery of the month. I have it to open here yet, so this is how it comes to you guys in the mail. This month it comes with a neat little sticker as well. So there's that. And here we go is the kit. Ooh, you guys, we have a whole bunch going on today as well. So we are also starting, we also released this kit today. So this is our caramel apple kit. This is similar to the greeting cards that we had last month. So it's a whole sort of a fall intro today. So the caramel apple is available. We are also having the biggest kit sale that we've ever had. So all of our kits, except for the embroidery of the month, just because our subscribers already got theirs, but every kit except for the embroidery of the month, so including our new one here, is 40% off. And the reason for that is that we are putting all new fabric in these starting October. So that means super cheap kits for you guys for the next couple weeks. So, which includes our new kit from today, the caramel apple. So, all right, you guys. And since you're watching live, you also get the live bonus, which is if you order $20 or more in the shop, I will throw in a free mystery gift for you. You don't need a code or anything. I'll just see who orders during this time to like 15 minutes after we're done here in an hour. And we'll throw in a mystery gift to your order. All right, here we go. I'm going to use the packaging here as my tray. I have like basically a flat tray I can use. So that's what I'll use to put like all my extra floss and everything in. I got a little ribbon to decorate it when we're done, so that could be like tied into a bow on here or used to hang. Just a little extra in there. Okay, our little instruction booklet. And here's our instructions. So it is all one color. It's on the back of the paper cover. So let's just take a look around. It's all one color. It's all the ink color. There should be a bunch of skeins because we don't want to run out. We're using a whole lot of it. So it looks like we're going to use 3 strands of floss for the thick lines and 1 strand of floss for the thin lines. So the thin lines on this is all of this cross hatching. So we've never done a design like this before with the cross hatching in, and I think it's gonna be so fun. Like, look how cute it turned out. It just adds lots of texture, and it's just like a nice little spooky design. And you could actually do this in color too if you want to use your own colors. Like here, the sticker, for example, is the same design, but with like some purples and oranges and greens, grays. So feel free to add color, but this is like doing embroideries in one color is like a super traditional thing. There's like black work where it's all black. There's a little bit more to some black work, but there's black work, there's blue work where you do it all blue. Red work is very popular. Designs that are done all in red. I think I'm going to get a needle minder out here. Oh yeah, I do. I have one with a little needle on already. But I'm going to just stick this. Oh, actually, let's use it. Let me grab the other half of the magnet. I'll use it while we work on here, but I always like having one to throw my needles at. All right, so here is our design printed. This is still on our older fabric. Our new fabric is brighter white, and you can see the pattern, the lines on the pattern are much darker and won't fade at all. They're more permanent. So that's what's coming up next, you guys. So October, we'll be switching all that over. We'll still have this fabric available if you want. We're going to have it by the yard, and we're also going to have it in like these 10.5-inch squares to pre-cut. Does the design wash off? So on our old patterns like this, it's not going to wash off completely, but it will fade on these old kits. So like the kits that you can get right now for 40% off, those will fade and wash off a little bit, but it's not going to come completely off. And then when we switch to the new fabric, that won't come off at all. But the stitches should cover up all the lines, ultimately. If you want to do something like change the designs like within the design, I recommend getting a PDF pattern, like an instant download pattern versus the kit, because then you can put like whatever lines you want on there. So, all right, there we go. A little design happening. So we can just start anywhere on this, which is kind of cool, because it is all one color. So let's grab a scissors. We're going to use our green. This is kind of like a whole spooky setup today. Okay, so let's just grab the 18 inches or so. I'm like, this feels so weird. And I'm like, why does holding this skein feel funny? It's because we've been doing the ABC. This is my ABC quilt thing, and like my tray, and we've been using bobbins for that, so it feels weird to take thread off the skein. So I'm going to just get my like 24 inches or so. And now we're using 3 strands except for like the cross hatch. So I'm going to start with the outlines and then add the cross hatching later, just because I think it'll be easier to like weave in ends to some cross hatching right away, or to the backs of the outline stitches. I mean, I'm just trying to think, where should we start? I kind of want to start with the bird, just because whenever I start with like the main thing, I feel like I get a lot done right away, or I get the feeling of accomplishment. Let's call it that. All right. I love all this black. This would be really pretty as red work too, I think. It'd be fun to do a whole Halloween quilt in like red work. And thanks everyone for your orders today. This is the day 1 of that 40% off kit sale. And it's just going to go till we're out. So if we run out of a certain kit, we won't have that kit again until October, unless we run out of everything. Then we might go a little earlier than October, but theoretically nothing's going to be back until October, and we might not actually bring all the kits back as well. So we'll know more on that later this week, I think. All right. Kind of tempted to start with this wing. Let's just do it. I'm going to do that lazy way of stitching where I actually start from the front and I leave a stitch here. So like I have one more stitch to do, but I'm going to just leave like enough thread for a stitch and a weave in the ends. Being super lazy with my start, but I think that's fine. So back stitch on, I think this is back stitch. Maybe I should look. How about that? Okay, back stitch is the thick lines. Thin lines is 1 long stitch with a single strand of floss. That's our cross hatching. We got fly stitch for the feathers. That'll be pretty fun. Got some French knots. Oh, satin stitch for the eye. Oh, and lazy daisy. There's a whole pile of stitches on this guy. Alright, but I'm going to just start with the back stitch because I do like having the backs of the stitches to weave in a little bit. Oh, Kathy's saying that this would be really pretty in metallic thread. Oh, dang. Now I kind of want to do that. I wonder, like, this would take a lot of metallic thread, I'm thinking. I probably have enough on one spool for something like this. Like a dark metallic. Ooh, now I want to do that. I might have to make another one of these with like a purpley dark metallic. I have all of those metallics from the uh, the Nishiki metallic thread. I'm sure I have some dark color in there. So I wouldn't be able to split that. So the crosshatch could be different. Oh, that would be fun. What would I do with it when I'm done? Like if I stitched another one of these with metallic floss, what should I make out of it? Like I could make like a tote bag. Or not a tote bag, a zipper pouch is always kind of my go-to because I use a lot of zipper pouches. But I don't know. But you're right, this would be so pretty and metallic. It'd probably be a huge pain to stitch. Just because metallic thread generally is not fun to stitch with. Oh, so the fun thing about having the whole entire thing one color is that I really don't have to stick to a character, right? So like normally I would stitch like this bird first because it's like, you know, what I'm starting with, and I wouldn't do like the leaf. But in this case, I really can do this leaf at the same time once I get over here because everything is black. So I might just veer off the rail here a little bit. Let's see, how would the best way to do this be? Down. Oh, this is going to be a whole situation though where I can't get back around. I could go up. No matter what, I'm going to kind of end up here. Well, let's see. Let's just veer for a little bit. So this is just so silly. I don't get a chance to do this ever. Like just randomly go down another shape. That's not the main thing that I'm stitching, but it's all black, so we can do it. I'm actually probably going to run out of thread before I get all the way around this leaf. I think I'm going to go around the left side first. So it looks funny now, but it's going to all work. There we go. And I'm going to go along this edge. We're going to be cruising through the floss. That actually is going to help us. It's going to make this go a whole lot faster just because we are using one color. It takes so much mental energy away when you only are stitching with one color. I always feel like, oh, what if I don't like it all one color? But it's classic. It's a classic embroidery look by stitching a design in one color. So it always just looks classic and pretty. Oh, thanks, Heather. Oh, you missed embroidery. You were learning and then switched hobbies. I know how that goes for sure. For sure, sure. All right, I think two more stitches to get to here. I am kind of going fast on this back stitch, but I'm pumped to be working on this guy. There we are. Okay, I have maybe enough for this last little stitch here. All right, I'm going to weave in that end, and then I think I'll start here, get the other half of this leaf. So this just worked out great, and then I'll continue around the bird. I mean, I could veer off over here again, but I think I'll just continue on with the bird. But I think this was kind of a fun thing to get this in, because it's not really by other things. So, yeah, I like it. So I'm going to weave in my end. I'll get back and get that piece from the beginning, too, that we just left hanging, left dangling out. Ooh, I'd be a little... Oops, I'm not using the needle minder. Let's just... He can hang out here with us. I don't know if I would want to do metallic floss on a pillow. But like a little pillow, like something that you wouldn't actually put your head on, like a, my God, a pin cushion. That's what I'm trying to think of. Like it could be something like that. Or like a weighted pillow for some reason. I don't know. You could always do this. Ooh, the feathers are metallic. That's true, that'd be pretty. All right, I'm threading this other kind of random piece that was sitting over here. Remember, we left one little stitch left to stitch, so there we go, and now we can weave in that end. So the reason we left that out is because I did not have any stitches to weave in the backs of yet, like this, so we just let a piece dangle out for a little, as long as it wasn't going to be annoying or get in our way. If that was the case, I would have just done an away knot. This is basically like an away knot without the fuss. Right. And I don't think I can turn the needle back, so for my third pass, I'm just going with the eye of the needle first. You can do that if your thread gets a little short. And there we go! Thread number 1. Let's get the second half off, or out. We're gonna, I think, get through this. Hey, Amy says, wait, did you say pin cushion? I know, I've been wanting to do a pin cushion here. Yeah, so a pin cushion is just like a weighted pillow would be kind of fun. Then embroidery would work really well for that. Like a bag toss bag almost. But pretty. Alright, I'm going to weave into the backs of these stitches. There's so many ways to do a pin cushion, theoretically. I love the ones that are in, like, vintage teacups. And, someone puts, like padding or something in there, and then fabric. Those are pretty. Oh. How is the hook yarn kitty coming along? The hook yarn kitty. Oh, I finished it! It took me a sec to think about what you're talking about. I forgot I had done that. So, I actually didn't finish it. So I finished the latch hook of the kitty, but I'm going to be sewing it into a pillow. But I'm waiting to do that on a trip to when I visit my parents, because I think I need a zipper foot to get like right up I need to put a border around it, and I think I want to use a zipper foot to get right up next to the edge, and I don't have that on my current machine, my only machine that's functioning right now. So I'm gonna wait and do it at my parents' house with my mom's stuff. But it turned out so cute. I literally just like decided, nope, this is what I'm doing the rest of the day. I had like a whole list of stuff. Ooh, thanks for the order. I don't see who it was, but thank you very much. You'll get a free mystery gift in your order. But yeah, I had a whole plan for that day. I was gonna go through like all the closets and reorganize and clean. But I found that latch hook of that cat, and I just started like working on it. And like 4 movies later or something crazy, I was done with it. I just like maniacally stayed up to stitch it. So it is all latch hooked up. It is all done. I finished it that evening, actually, which I was not expecting. I've not done a TikTok on it, though, yet. I've been, like, behind on video making, you guys. I've just been tired, really. But I gotta get back to it again. I figured out I am the type of content person who I have to shoot the video, edit it right away, and post it right away. It could still be like a timed post, but I can't batch shoot a bunch of video. So I batch shot a whole bunch of projects. This is like 3 or 4 weeks ago, you guys. And it's all still on my phone, unedited. So that's a problem. But we'll get to it. I kind of feel like I could just, I'm doing this backstitch, but I could like literally jump around and do all these I almost said fly fishes, these fly stitches. I think what I'll do is, I'm looking at this line again. So I think I'll keep working on the outline until I run out of floss. And then I think I'm going to come back to these fly stitches. Like, I'll weave into this wing, and we'll kind of, like, go up and then down, get all these fly stitches. And then as I get down to here, if I have thread left, then I can start scrolling up this edge here. I think, I'm always trying to figure out, like, the path in my head of, like, the path of, like, least jumping around. And basically, therefore, the path of conserving the most thread sort of thing. Not that you need to deal with that, but like my brain's always kind of thinking about that. But so I think that'll work. That'll be a nice path. And then once we get enough like stitches on here, I wouldn't be against doing some of the cross hatching with the single strand here and there as we go. Ooh, what's a fly stitch? A fly stitch is basically these little letter V's. It's kind of like a single chain stitch, which is like how you would do like a lazy daisy stitch. So like these little guys. So instead of starting and ending in the same hole, you actually end up starting and stopping at a different spot there. So right when we're done with this thread, which will be like super duper soon, I will go through the fly stitch, and we'll do all the little fly stitches on his wing. So in this case, it's just on his wing. They're like little feathers there. That's what's done in the fly stitch on this guy. Guys, it's that weird time of year where I can't ever tell if I'm hot or cold. Like it's been in my head. It's fallish outside because we had like a nice week of like cool fall weather, but kind of sneaked back up this week again, and like, is it warm out or am I just warm? Like, what's going on? All right, got his little wing outline. It's kind of funny with the partial leaf down there. Done. But again, I think that's going to be the fun part about this piece being all one color, is that you don't have to stitch like all of the bird first, and then all of the pumpkin, and then all the whatever. You can just blanketly stitch wherever you want because it is all the same color. I think you'll be surprised too at how much faster it goes when you're just dealing with one color as well. I'm excited to share with you guys our new fabric too. So again, all of our kits, except for the Embroidery of the Month, which is this one, all of our kits for the next couple weeks here, or at least week, until they sell out basically, are going to be 40% off. So today's the first day. And it's to make room for our new fabric. So it's a good chance, I think that's short enough, good opportunity to get some kits for cheap right now before we switch them all over. I can barely turn the needle this way. Right, weaving those ends. The nice thing about weaving in ends, like when you go back and forth 3 times like that, is you can snip really close to the edge of the stitch, so you don't have like little fluffs hanging out all over the place. So I do like that. All right, it's looking good. Let's, we used up 2 things of floss already. Let's grab our next piece. So that's pretty generous, 24 inches, I think I, maybe a little longer. No, I'm still about 24 inches. All right, just kind of bopping the top to separate the threads, and we'll pull them out one at a time. So that's how we'll pull out our single strands that we'll want later. Two. Rub my hand through there again, and 3. Okay. Set that bit to the side for later, and we'll grab these. Were we talking, I can't remember if this was here, but were we talking about Quantum Leap the other day here? Or I was talking about Quantum Leap with someone, but there's a new Quantum Leap coming out, which is exciting, I think. I used to love that show. I did, this was years ago, but I did binge watch all of them on Netflix when they had them on there, the original Quantum Leap. I don't know why it just popped in my head. But that was always a fun show. I hope it's as good as the old one. Alright, so let's do the fly stitch. So I think I'm going to weave into these stitches here, and we'll just kind of, weave our way down this way. So let's get started by just like getting ready to do the next stitch. So I'm going to weave in the end. Oops. I'm going to do better than that. Let's not pull it all the way through. I can always like let some hang out and trim them. Or at this stage, like the second pass, sometimes you can pull on them. Ooh, it's pretty tight in there already. Let's see if I can grab some on the way back up. Okay, third pass. Then any little bits like hanging out, I can go back and trim if I really feel like it. I mean, this is getting persnickety for sure, but you can do it if you like. Okay, a fly stitch. I'm going to start on this first one up here. So it's basically a chain stitch with an open top. So, and you can start on either side. So I'm going to just start at the side closest to where I wove in my end. So I'm going to come up on one of those V tops, and then I'm going to go down in one of those V tops. I am going to kind of arc my thread in the same direction that the V is going. So I kind of got like this V, like versus up here, right? So I'm just kind of having the thread go underneath like this, and I'm going to pull my needle just a little bit. And I'm going to turn it back up, and I'm going to come back up at the bottommost point of that V. And then I'm going to just pull through, and the thread that I'm pulling with the needle here is going to catch our little loop here. And depending on how, I mean, that's basically the first part of the stitch, but depending on how much you tighten this, if I don't tighten it very much, like it'll be like a more U shape, which is kind of like how it is now. But if I pull it a little bit tighter, it'll get more of a V shape. These little feathers are kind of about in the middle, so I think this is fine like this. But yeah, so that's the first part. The last part is we need to tack that down somehow, right? Because otherwise it'll just come up. So I'm going to just pull on it. So I got my U or my V, and I'm going to just put a tiny little stitch right across that thread, right across that bottom of the V. I'm not going in the same hole, but it's just like a teeny tiny thread of the fabric over or two, and we're basically just tacking down that loop. So it'll be like a V or a U with a tiny little tack at the bottom. It's a little hard to tell with the black thread, but that's all it is. So to do the next one, let's come up on one of those V legs and then go back down. I can also just go down and then come up at that bottom V and then place my thread in the shape of that V. And then pull. We'll catch that loop and tack it down. All right, and we're gonna just make a pile of those, and that's our fly stitch. I'm gonna grab a drink of water real quick. All right. Oh, good. Heather says she has it. So it's basically the exact same way we're going to be making these big loops. I mean, we have 3 of those loops next to each other, but if we just isolate one, it'll be the same stitch, except we'll be starting and stopping in the exact same hole. Whereas here, we're starting and stopping, or like going in and out in different spots. But they're definitely in the same family for sure. Sometimes I just like getting it there and then placing it around. Tacking it down. So another way we can do this is using the sewing method of embroidery, and that's where you go in and out in the same motion. So I'm going to come up, but now if I go in to the stitch here, I'm going to just rotate a little because it'll be easier for me. I'm going to go in and then out at that V in the same motion. So I'm in and out. And then if I take my thread and wrap it around the bottom of the needle, there you can kind of see this way again. I've tucked it underneath the needle, and then I can pull through. There we go. We got the same V still. You can start on either side of that leg. So here we'll start on this side. Let's do that sewing method again. So in and out. It works better if your fabric is a little looser in the hoop. I'm already kind of got this V or this shape with my thread, so I can just kind of pull and come up. There we go. So either way works. And we are going to just go through this and get all of these little feathers. And we will use up a bunch of thread for this too, I think. I'm going to just kind of go row by row here, I think. I want to end up down here because then I can start like this whole deal over here. I think I'm just going to do that in and out method. In and out. Now let's get this thread underneath. I can put it underneath the needle like that, or I can just have it the shape of that U and then tack down. Kind of like having it up out of the way when I go in and out. Then bringing it down. Boop. We're going to be all over this, the place on this design, I think. It's funny for me to like be doing this inside part now before finishing the outline. Well, it's kind of fun. Kind of fun being able to jump around. Come on, there we go. Do it this way again. My gosh, this is going to take up so much thread. Well, that's why there's a bunch of skeins of the black in here. Ooh, it feels funny back here. Oh, just because I have a couple little threads hanging out. I thought, like, ooh, do I have a knot back there? I like keeping my left hand or my non-stitching hand in the back, kind of like here, feeling all the stitches as they go through, and then that helps me feel if I get any knots as I go. It's kind of like a third set of eyes on the back, so like I'll just feel all the threads come through. Feel the needle come through. Thanks, Marilyn. Marilyn says, love it. And we are going to run out of thread real soon here. Jeez, that's all that thread got us to was these. Oops, I think I put that in wrong here. Hold on. And I'm about to lose my thread. I always lose my thread about this length of floss. I think we'll do that sewing method for the rest of this. There we go, and I think I might just crawl down this left side a little bit here for a few stitches until we use up this thread. Definitely getting more finicky without a lot of thread left. I think this will be my last stitch. Let's just jump back up and do this guy. Get through there. Oops, I split the floss. There we go. Little anchor stitch, and time to weave this in. There we go. Not quite halfway done. I think we're going to get like the second skein of, or a bit of floss will go here, and then the third one will probably get a little bit of this. If we get that far tonight, it's already 9:13. So again, that 40% off sale for embroidery kits, it's going to go for the next 2 weeks, or until the supplies last, basically. Then they won't be around until we get them made with the new fabric. All right, looking cute. And I got another piece here right away, ready to go. There we are. All right. I'm just going to weave in here. We'll get these ones up there and work our way down. Ooh, Amy says I'm working on the Luna Moth. Ooh, I like that one. Taking a break from... Ooh, pillowcase cuffs. Nice. Ooh, but the Raven's gonna come camping with you. This is like the perfect little camping project. Yeah, it'll be nice not to... Like, that it's all one color for camping, too. Then you don't have to deal with a bunch of extra little threads everywhere and all that. You can just... stick with the one color. That didn't feel... Yep, okay, we're fine. All right. Time to do all that holiday stitching already. I usually try and be a month ahead on like this. So we're doing this one in September, so it's ready for your October Halloween decorating, basically. I'm not sure if we'll do the caramel apple one live, but maybe in one of our free weeks we could stitch up the caramel apple one. Ooh, that one has tons of colors in too. We'll see. That was kind of our... We did a bonus new kit this month. So tempted to just keep going down, but because you don't have to jump very far when you keep going downward, but then we got to start back up with these other ones, so we're just going back and forth. But you can go whatever way you want. Alright, so we'll go for another 10 minutes or so here, 13 minutes or so, and it'd be nice to get all these feathers done. Then we're done with one whole stitch already, because the wings here is the only place that we have the fly stitch in this design. It's a lot of surface area covered right away, that's for sure. So that's kind of neat. Ooh, let's come up. Getting low on this thread again. Go way up here. Just crawl down the side again here. Go in and out. Oh, Anne's asking, where do we get the pattern? So this is available over at penguinandfish.com. There should be a link in the profile to get to the to our homepage. It is our embroidery of the month. So if you go into shop and then embroidery of the month, it'll get you to that page. We have it as a kit, like this one, and then we have it as fabric only, so it'll be just the pre-printed fabric, and then we also have it as a PDF download, which is nice because then you can get it right away. But yeah, this won't be on our kits page though, because it's our embroidery of the month. So it's not part of our kit sale. So you do have to go to the embroidery month page to get to it. Otherwise, if you scroll down on the home page, the listing will be there too. Ooh, I have enough for like... Oh, there's another one hiding down here. I was like, I have enough for one more. Should I go over and get it? And I still had one down here to do. Get in there. Alright, and I could probably get one more, maybe. I'll get this one way down here. Yeah, this will be the last one for sure. Get in there. There. Alright, I'm going to weave in this end, and then I'll just have these. I got 5 left here, and we'll definitely have more flossed at that point. So I'm going to start shimmying up this edge here, and I think I'll just get everything along the way. So I'll go here, I'll backstitch to here, get these lazy daisy stitches, then get my little French knot, then maybe jump over this French knot, swirl up some more, jump over and get a French knot. You know, that's nice because it's all one color, so I can just kind of blanket go like spread across the whole area. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. I feel like I have to count that out every time, otherwise I forget how many passes I've done. Looking fun on the back though too. What stitch am I using for the lines of the bird? I am doing a back stitch. I think a stem stitch would be really pretty for all this too. You'd have a much thicker line, I think. But nope, I'm just doing a plain old back stitch. And I'll be doing more of that in a few seconds here after we get the rest of these fly stitches done. And we used up 2 more things of thread already. So we'll get started with these next bits of thread, and then we will pick this up again tomorrow. So I'm usually here for about an hour. We start at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's nearing our 9:30 stopping point. I'm wondering if this will even take us the whole week. I mean, it's kind of a big embroidery still, but because we are only working in one color, I really kind of think it's going to go faster than normal. So we'll see. Typically, our embroidery of the months take us the whole week, the 5 days that we're on, 5 hours or so. Last month, the garden, it took way longer than that. That took, I think, 8 or 9 hours, just because that one had a lot of detail, a lot happening in that one. So that one definitely took us longer. But this guy, I think he's gonna go faster. All right, weaving in those ends. And let's get these last 5 fly stitches. I like these little stitches, they're so fun. Ooh, threads are getting a little funny. There we go. So it's like one just slug on here, one just giant, funny, weird slug shape. Maybe we should have done the outline first. Then we'd have a fun bird shape at least. But yeah, I'm gonna just literally start going up this vine. I think tomorrow we should get back on the bird. Let's get the bird done tomorrow. That'd be kind of cool. We could do all this cross hatching and stuff tomorrow on the bird too. That'd be neat. All right, but there we go. The wing is done with all his little feathers. All right, let's get going a little bit more on this back stitch and these vines going up. And yeah, we'll call it a night soon then. All right, so this vine here we will be back stitching. So for a back stitch, I start like a stitch length away from my actual starting point. So this is the beginning of the line. I'm going to start along that line a little bit, and then we're going to go backwards towards the starting point. All right, and then I'm going to go up a little bit more, and then we're going to go backwards to the exact same spot where that last stitch was. And then I'll do one more back stitch. So going forward along the line again from underneath, coming up from underneath, and then going backwards along the line and going in that exact same hole again. And I'm going to stop there for the moment because let's get these lazy daisy stitches in. So now this is very, very, very similar. Actually, I'm going to go one more stitch because it's really close to that last back stitch where we went in, and I don't want to accidentally pull out that stitch. So we'll go here. And so now this is going to be very, very similar to how we did these fly stitches, but we are going to go in and out of the same position. So I'm going to do this bottom loop first. I'm going to come up at the point. So like the teardrop shape. So this is kind of a teardrop shape with an open top. This is a teardrop shape with a closed. So I'm going to go in that exact same hole again. So instead of going a little over, I'm going to go in the exact same hole this time. Then come up at the bottom of that teardrop shape. Make sure that I'm going in this circle. And I'm going to let this one be real nice and loose here, so we can keep that nice big teardrop shape. So I'm not going to pull very tight. And then we just tack it down again. So there's our first part of our lazy daisy. I'm going to do these second ones, but while I'm right here, I'm going to get this French knot. So I'm just going to do this quick. We can go over, I think we'll go over French knots another day, just because we're running low on time. I'd like to get these other two lazy daisies here, or single chain stitches. If you put a bunch of chain stitches together and they all meet at the same point, then you've got yourself a lazy daisy. Alright, oh my god, this is going to use up like all our thread right away. Tack it down. These are big, big lazy daisies, but I think they're kind of cute on these vines. It's like zucchini blossoms or something, squash blossoms. There we go. Let's tack it down. Since we're over here, let's get this French knot, and then I gotta jump down and get that French knot. We might be out of floss then. Dang, that didn't last us very long. One here, and one here. Well, I think I might as well go till it's 9:30 now, but I have like enough thread for like 3 more stitches, so might as well just finish that up and then we can start fresh tomorrow. So let's do a few more stitches here. So we run out. A whole pile of stitches all wrapped up in that little area. So yeah, tomorrow I think I'm going to jump back to the bird, and it'd be nice to finish the outline of the bird. And then I'd love to actually start doing some of this cross-hatching. That'd be kind of fun. And I will let, just letting you guys know again that I'm going to let I'll let the live special where you get a free mystery gift if you order $20 or more during the live. That'll go for another 15 minutes or so. So again, you don't need to put a mystery gift in your cart or anything. I will just check the timestamp. If it's over $20 and it's within this like time period of the live plus about 15 minutes, I will throw in that mystery gift for you. All right, let's weave in the end here. And we'll start fresh tomorrow. We got a little bit of everything done on this today. Here we go. What a weird little way to start. But again, that's the benefit of being able, of stitching a design in one color. You can just sort of meander off wherever you want, versus like sticking to like one motif at a time. So that was kind of fun. Looks totally crazy right now, but it'll be cute. Like I said, it still does kind of look like a slug just sitting there. But awesome. All right, you guys. All right, so thanks again, everyone. We got our nice little start there. We'll continue on this tomorrow. Thanks again, and thanks for shopping that 40% off kit sale. I appreciate that a ton. It helps us clear our inventory so we can get that new fabric in, which will be starting in October. So stay tuned for that as well. Have a lovely rest of your Monday evening, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central. Good night.